What's up, everybody? This is Jeremiah, and today we're gonna react to the video "Movies That Were Terrible" by my guy Beasky. Now, in the cinema of movies, there's always good movies and there's bad movies, and we tend to watch the most memorable movies, the movies that were good, and movies that were back then that were bad. But yet, if you watch a movie that it was like rated bad, but yet you watch it today, it wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. Those some movies are like that, or just like hidden gems. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched Titan AE. Like people review that movie, Treasure Planet a couple of times, Atlantis, Lost Empire a couple of times as well, and I forgot another one, and El Dorado. People like rated those movies bad back then, but when you watch it today, it's like, oh, she was actually a pretty good movie. But not with but there's others type of movies that are actually that bad. But we're gonna get into it today. So, remind you guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with your friends, and turn on notifications to know when I upload a video. All right. So, in that case, let's sit back, relax, and let's react to the video.
Movies are some of the greatest things we have in life.
Yes,
they
sir.
They can make us sad.
Yeah.
They can make us happy.
Yep.
Or they can make us feel like we can take on the world.
Yes, sir.
And then there's some movies that are complete garbage.
Dog. It's bad. It's bad.
And that's what we're here to talk about today. Last month, I asked y'all guys to recommend me some of the worst movies you've ever seen. And I gotta give y'all a round of applause, because y'all sent in some of the worst movies ever created. I don't even know how some of these movies made it out of the rough draft phase.
Little Monsters. Red Sonja 22. All right.
Phase of development.
I haven't watched that movie, so maybe it's bad. So
some of these movies are gonna have awful CGI.
Yeah,
some
of course.
Are gonna have awful stories.
Yeah.
And some of these are just gonna not make any sense whatsoever. And because I had to sit through each and every one of these awful movies you guys sent in, now y'all gotta sit with me while I review them. So y'all know the drill. Sit back, relax.
Yes, sir.
Pretend your bank account isn't in the negatives, and get ready for a review. Narrated by yours truly. Let's get into the first movie.
All right. Movie number 1. Crack. I bet you this is similar to like Cocaine Bear. If you never heard of that movie, or I think it was Cocaine Bear. If you've never heard of that movie, it's like this movie came out like what, 2023, where maybe 2023, 2024. It has to be around 2023 to like 2025. That movie came out, and it's like a bear who's on cocaine, basically. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but he was on drugs, basically. And I haven't watched the movie, but I haven't seen the reviews, but it reminds me of this, though. It reminds me of that.
So this movie starts off with two drug addicts waiting for the plug to arrive.
Of course.
And when the plug pulls up,
What the? Wait. He reminds me of someone.
Drug addicts waiting for the plug to arrive. And when the plug pulls up,
bro. Okay, it's gonna be one of those movies.
He shows them something he has new for sale. And I don't know much about hard drugs, but I do know that this specific orange substance doesn't look like we should be partaking in it.
Yep.
So when the crackheads get back to their hideout, the guy takes the first hit of the new drug, and he immediately starts tweaking out. His eyes turn bright orange, and then he kills the other crackhead.
Huh?
And this is why
that's not even a real that's not even a real attempt at stabbing someone.
Tell y'all not to do drugs.
Same here. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
Then the next day, we get introduced to one of the main characters in this $13 budget movie, the Park Ranger. And he's in a really weird relationship with this woman. She seems to not really be into him, but we're gonna get more into that later. So now we have a new set of tweakers waiting for their plug to pull up. And he gives them some of the same orange stuff that the other people took right before they tweaked out.
All right, so
and just like the last set of people, they ended up tweaking out as well.
I feel like this drug is kind of like similar to like, if you ever watched 21 Jump Street, it's similar to this. Similar. And 22 Jump Street as well, but mostly 21 Jump Street.
He ended up stabbing the plug's eyes out, and then they both have a crack attack showdown and start fighting. And this leads the guy to smash her head with a giant rock. Once again, guys, this is why we do not take orange substances from white guys with braids under bridges.
Or any type of substance, okay? Not just orange. Any type of color substance. Don't take it, kids. Do not take it. Young teens, young adults, kids, don't take it. Don't take it. It just doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be orange. It's any type of color. Just don't take substances like that. Don't take it.
So now we get to see the main crew for this movie.
All right.
It's a group of friends who were on spring break and they came to this park for the week. And at first, it's seeming like a nice little getaway. We got rivers, we got some nice scenery.
Nature.
But then we see that the original Plug lost his bag and is in the woods looking for it. And when he finds it, he hears something in the bushes. So he goes to check on it, and then we finally get to meet
one of Satan's
Raccoon. Peak name.
greatest soldiers.
And as you can see, his eyes are just as
Whoa. Sheesh. I look like that's crazy, bro.
orange as the previous people who tweaked out over this stuff. And I don't know what drug this is or what type of powers it gives you, but this raccoon started going on a
Right for the area. Okay, man. Smart move, but come on.
He starts by biting this guy's meat off, and then he finishes him off with a neck bite. His friend just sits there and watches him get mauled to death by this crackhead raccoon. And this is where this movie gets really bad and doesn't make any sense. So the friend ends up running away and finds some hunters on the path. And he tries to tell them that there's a crazy raccoon biting people's meats off, but they don't believe him.
Stop the cap.
Hunters when they heard about the
So he takes off running the other way. But then the raccoon sneak attacks them.
How did wait? How did it get there so fast? It is a terrible movie, so I gotta turn off my brain for this.
And I'm sure you're all wondering why the hell he didn't just throw the raccoon off his head and have his friend shoot it.
Yeah.
As you can see, they clearly have a shotgun, and a quick Google search will let you know that raccoons don't weigh that much. This little raccoon is easily field goal kickable. But instead of that, he picks up his shotgun and shoots the other hunter's head off. And instead of trying to shoot the raccoon again, all he says after blowing his fellow hunter's head off is,
Well, shit.
so then the
No kidding, right? No kidding.
raccoon jumps on his face and slams him to the ground. Then the raccoon takes off to tweak out some more. So we see a group of people having a religious ceremony in the woods. And I don't know what religion the raccoon is a part of, but he did not like them doing this. So he jumped on this guy's neck and started biting him.
Gosh.
And instead of violently slamming this raccoon on the ground or just jumping the raccoon altogether, this guy runs off. These two girls scream while getting covered in the guy's neck.
As usual. Sorry, I thought sometimes I put my camera right here. I didn't know it was right there. For ladies, as usual.
Neck blood. And then he passes the raccoon to the other people.
What? Bro, why would he pass the? Are we playing taps? Oh, shoot. Like, you just pass the ball. In this situation, don't pass the ball, shoot the ball.
People.
Literally.
And still, no one has taken out the raccoon. It's now biting on her neck with no one helping. Then he jumps on this guy's face and takes him out too. So now the raccoon has officially had its first taste of a religious squad wipe. So there's no stopping him now. So after this, we see a fisherman looking in the bushes.
Hey, little guy, what are you?
Oh no, brother, have you heard those tales? I'm the raccoon, motherfucker.
Buddy, come here.
And I'm not sure why he's acting like this is some cute little creature.
I'm sorry for pausing.
This raccoon does not.
Listen, God forbid this happens. If I ever see an animal like this, I am running the opposite direction. That's serious. I am running the opposite direction. I don't want no smoke. Now, if I have a whip on, shoot it, of course. But if I don't got a whip on like something like that, sure, try to when it jumps, bam, hit it. But if I don't got a whip on me, yeah, I'm gonna go the opposite direction because I ain't trying to like do fisticuffs with this dude, with this animal. It might have rabies, or the drug can insinuate, or the drug can like be inside of me. But if he bites me, it's GG's. I'm over. So it's like you gotta bring a weapon. So if you see, God forbid, you see it, or if I ever see this thing running straight his left, if I got a weapon, Yeah, I'm shooting it on sight. No joke. Yeah, I'm shooting it on sight.
Even look like a raccoon. This thing looks exactly like the entity at the end of my bed during sleep paralysis.
Same.
Then the raccoon jumps on him and rips out his lower intestines.
I know. What? I know raccoons aren't that strong. In packs, of course. But single? No.
And this movie just keeps getting worse and worse. Cause not only are they letting this little ass raccoon pack them all up, but I guess the CGI budget ran out halfway through the movie.
Maybe.
'Cause after he kills the fisherman, we see the raccoon pull up looking like this.
Hell no.
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? The inconsistency, man. The inconsistency. What was this movie's budget, man? Was it like over like what? $50,000? I gotta know. No joke. I really have to know.
Man, what the fuck, man?
This is clearly not the same raccoon, nor
It's
does
not.
he seem to be on crack. But I guess the directors of the movie just thought we weren't gonna notice this
Oh,
raccoon went from
Screambox
this
original.
to this. But let's move on. So the raccoon sneaks up on this woman, and apparently she doesn't notice that she's petting a raccoon. He's also back to his original form of looking like a crackhead Ewok from Star Wars. Then he bites her finger and ends up packing her up too. So then we see the park ranger is on the case, trying to find out what's been going on with all these strange deaths. And because of this, he has to tell his wife.
Something came up. I'm gonna be late tonight.
And remember when I told y'all she does not like him for real? She ends up calling her side nigga to pull up
Of course, man. Of course.
after she found out he wasn't coming home on time.
And the asshole's gonna be late getting home tonight, so why don't you come over and
So as the park ranger is trying to find out how the hell this raccoon took down half the population, the spring break crew is getting freaky in the bed. But the guy had to stop mid-freak and open the window up. And while he is in the restroom,
Yup.
we see the raccoon is right outside. And I know this movie is bad, but this is where it really earns its spot as a terrible movie, because the raccoon ends up going
What the? For what reason? I don't know. Why?
under the covers as she's waiting for him to get out. And she thinks it's her boyfriend down there going crazy. But whole time, it's the raccoon.
You's a freaky ass nigga.
And
Yep.
this is where I was not only disgusted, but I also knew that this lady had to die. Because having a raccoon near your coochie is probably worse than any combination of STD you could contract.
Plus, you get too.
And I also don't know how she didn't feel or hear that this wasn't a human under the covers. But then she looks under the covers and finally sees it. And I don't know why she...
Why you look at the camera? Why does she look at the camera?
But then she looks under the covers and finally sees it.
Why did she look in the camera? Bad acting, mind you. Bad acting.
And I don't know why she didn't just wrap him up in the blanket and slam his ass into the wall. But as y'all are about to see, everyone in this movie is extremely stupid. And her boyfriend is just watching her.
That's a W. L boyfriend. L boyfriend right there, bro. You are literally seeing your girl that you was about to hit getting killed, being attacked by by a raccoon on drugs. And you sitting there like this. Oh my gosh.
And even the other friends outside the room.
So now y'all gotta help? Oh my goodness, man. You hear a scream at the top of the door. You hear a scream like where I don't know what house this is. But maybe there's an upstairs room, I think. I don't know. But you hear something, you hear a scream, you gotta go to it. Or yeah, you gotta go to it because you gotta know what happened. Oh my, come on.
Aren't concerned with her screaming or shouting. So as the raccoon finished the girl, he sets his orange eyes on the guy. And I was low-key cool with him getting slimed out by the raccoon. Cause how the hell are you gonna watch your girl get seduced by a raccoon, then watch him eat her intestines out and you not do a damn thing? If I caught this thing attacking my girl, I would have put his ass in my personal...
I would have the Oh man, we gotta give him that. You gotta give him that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Rocket Raccoon chopper treatment. Yep, got to. We really have to. Gotta give him that chopper treatment.
Torture chamber for 50 days and 50 nights. Then we would have meal prepped raccoon rice bowls for the entire month. So as the raccoon is mauling his face off, the other friends ignore his screams and
As
continue talking.
usual.
Then this guy goes to the restrooms and gets sneak attacked by the Crackoon. Then the Crackoon goes in the shower and attacks the girl.
Wait, hold up. What? Wait a minute. It went through the pipes?
By the Crackoon. Then the Crackoon goes in
Oh, it was on top. Okay, I'm about to say.
the shower and attacks the girl. And I just don't know how we're letting this little crackhead do all this. All they gotta do is square up and fight this thing, and this movie would have been over.
Facts.
So the park ranger ends up meeting with these two Crackoon survivors and tries to help them out. But meanwhile, back at the park ranger's house, his wife's side nigga pulls up, and he thinks he's about to crack some buns. But then the Crackoon shows up, and this is a terrible way to go out. He went from bricked up to packed up in a matter of 4 seconds. So when the
That's
cheating
tough.
wife comes to greet him, we see that the Crackoon was feasting on his entire back. He ate this nigga down to his skeletal system. And most raccoons don't eat too much. So the fact that this raccoon is eating this many people and this many intestines is crazy. And she tries to go get a knife, but the Crackoon jumped on her chest and started eating her too.
Wow.
So at this point, 75% of the main cast has been eliminated by this drug-addicted raccoon. But don't worry, guys.
Here goes
the
two more
movie
for
gets
y'all.
Worse. So the park ranger and his group end up pulling up to the house. And when he gets inside, he sees his wife dead, but then he sees the Crackoon in his bad
Again, bad CG. Hey, I bet you this movie was made like what? Had to be like the 2000s, maybe 2010s, mostly maybe 2010s, early to mid 2010s.
CGI form and tries to up the pole on it. Then the Crackoon
Yo, my man just jumped off. Hold on, wait a minute. We gotta see that again.
CGI form and tries to up the pole on it. Then the
What the heck did it come from?
Crackoon teleports out the house and jumps on this girl outside. And this part had me so pissed. They are all just standing there watching this thing take down yet another person. Then the ranger finally pulls out his gun to shoot, but he ends up missing the Crackoon and shooting the car and then shooting the ground.
What the? How did that transfer? Yo, bro, the physics in this movie, bro. So you shoot the car when the car light, and then it hits the ground. The math ain't mathing. Actually, what? Don't actually. I gotta stop using my brain because it's not gonna make sense. So.
This nigga is trash.
Yeah,
Then
he
with
is.
his last shot, he finally scares the Crackoon off. I don't know how this dude got hired as park ranger with these Star Wars stormtrooper ass aiming skills he got. So the ranger goes after the Crackoon to get vengeance for his wife's death. And I also want to point out that he was not concerned with the fact a whole nother guy was in his house with his wife.
That is
but at
true.
this point, I don't expect this movie to make any sense. So then the two survivors end up getting an axe and going to look for the Crackoon too.
All right, you need more than an axe, man. You need a gun. No joke. You really do need a gun. You're fighting a animal on drugs. A tiny axe like that, I don't think that's gonna suffice. You need a bigger axe plus a shotgun plus a AK-47 plus an MP12 plus any type of grenades, rocket launchers. You need that. Other than this puny thing that you have in your hands right here.
So when the ranger finds the Crackoon, it jumps over him and attacks
But wait, wouldn't the raccoon go to the police officer first? You know what? Again, don't use my brain. I cannot use my brain in terrible movies like this.
the other guy. And once again, it's a good couple of minutes of nobody doing anything and the ranger just aiming at the Crackoon. Then he picks up the axe, but instead of using it to kill the Crackoon, he uses it to stop the Crackoon from
Bro, really?
biting him. And this is when I officially knew I was putting this movie in this video. And this is also when I knew this movie was
A 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
But luckily
It does.
for me and the rest of you, this movie is almost over. Because he ended up throwing the Crackoon in the air for an alley-oop. And as it's flying through the air, they finally shoot it and kill the Crackoon for
Let's
good.
go. Yay, finally.
And I'm so glad it's over. The plot was bad, the CGI was bad, and the characters were all extremely stupid.
Yes, it was 0 out of 10. 0 stars. Not cinema. Absolute trash.
This movie could have ended with the first couple scenes if they just took out the raccoon when it first started its crack rampage.
Yeah.
But sadly for us, I got 2 more terrible movies to go over. So
Oh,
let's get to
jeez.
the next one.
Terrible movie number
Oh
2.
my God, bro.
Of course, every Dragon Ball fan's worst. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, this gotta be your at least top 3 things you don't want to see. This gotta be easily number 1, number 2. Actually, easily number 1. No one could top the disgraceness of this movie. Ay, man. I think I watched back then. I think I watched like snippets of it, but not the whole movie. And thank God I didn't watch the whole movie, because I would have not sit down. I would have not spend an hour and something minutes on this movie. That's an hour and something minutes I never get back. I never get back in my life, and I'm not gonna waste it on this trash movie. No.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Again, the bane of every Dragon Ball fan's existence, and I'm that Dragon Ball fan. Ah, jeez.
Now y'all should know by now I'm a big anime fan. And y'all should also know that Dragon Ball is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Same here, my man. Same
So when
here.
I saw that they had a live action Dragon Ball movie, I was pretty intrigued. But this piece of garbage
It's so
Yep.
fucking ass, bitch.
And as
Yeah,
a Dragon Ball
trash.
fan, this movie was very hard for me to watch and review it. But
Absolutely.
so many of you guys sent it in that I had to put my emotions to the side and review it. Because this movie brings a rage out of me that I've never felt before.
Same
So if
here.
I happen to yell during this, just turn your volume down and bear with me. Because I've seen a lot of bad movies, but none of them piss me off more than this trash ass movie.
Yep.
So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So the movie starts with Goku and Grandpa Gohan training.
That ain't Grandpa. Well, Grandpa Gohan kind of looks, a little okay. But that's not Goku, though. That's not Goku, though.
So the movie starts with Goku
That
and
ain't
Grandpa
Goku.
Gohan training. And yes, this nigga right here is supposed to be Goku. So we're already starting off really bad. And
I kind of get it, because, like, Goku's hair is, like, legit hard, so bear with that. But at least you could just put a wig on him. Like, come on. But yeah, it still would have saved it, though.
to be honest, I can't think of a good actor to play Goku off the top of my head, because his hair is kind of hard to pull off. But I can definitely say, a random white guy who looks like he's supposed to be the leader in a boy band should not be playing teenage Goku.
Absolutely.
And their training they're doing is terrible. They are on these strings, jumping around. Goku hits a bug into his grandpa's mouth. Goku can't even use ki. And then he just gets thrown into a bunch of watermelons. So
Wow.
after this, Goku pulls up to his high school and parks his small bike in a car parking spot.
Wait, Goku goes to high school? Yeah, he does. As Teen Goku, he goes to high school.
And here is the first mistake I think they made. They got Goku in high school. And y'all know Goku is probably the most anti-high school anime character of all time.
Absolutely.
The only thing he cares about is fighting, eating, and occasionally seeing his family.
Facts.
So when I saw him in high school, I knew this movie would give me hospital levels of blood pressure spikes. Then we see Goku's bike get ran over. And this is where we meet the bully of the movie, Fuller.
What the fudge is Filler? What the? Huh? Who is this guy? Who that guy? I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who that guy is. No.
Hey, Geeko.
And as much as I hate bullying, I'ma have to call this nigga Geeko too. Cause this is not Goku. I refuse to call this man Goku.
Yeah, I
'Cause
am-
the
I ain't Goku.
I know would have seen somebody challenging him and knocked him into outer space.
Absolutely.
So I have no idea who this guy is. Then we get to see Chi-Chi. And she happens to be dating Fuller during this time. Then we cut to see the main villain of the story. Now in this movie, they call him King Piccolo. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't know who the hell this nigga is.
This guy looks like Nah, hold on. Wait. He's kind of familiar. But I think that this guy's a mixture of Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat and Brainiac from DC combined into one to make Piccolo. That's what I gotta say. Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat and like Brainiac from DC combined, you get live action Piccolo.
They really had a perfect design to go off of too. Why did they make him look like a villain from a Star Wars movie? They didn't even give him the antennas that he always has on his head. But
He lost aura from that one though.
gonna try to control my emotions so we can move on. So now Giko is daydreaming about Chi-Chi. And this scene is really cringy. In the anime, Goku doesn't even know what marriage is. So the fact that he's daydreaming about Chi-Chi eating strawberries in a field of flowers is ridiculous. And this is also where Goku starts to try to rizz up Chi-Chi. Cause y'all saw how terrible he was at using his powers earlier.
Yes.
But whenever Chi-Chi is around, he can do stuff like this.
Jordan Poole effect. But yeah. This dude got a Jordan Poole effect. Basically Jordan Poole effect. Like no joke. It really is.
And apparently, Chi-Chi already knows about Ki, which is convenient but doesn't make any sense. But she ends up inviting him to a party at her house. So when he goes back home, he starts to get dressed to go to the party. And he ends up bringing the Dragon Ball with him. Mind you, this is like one of the 7 strongest balls ever, and he just grabbed it to bring to a party. So when he gets there, he's confronted by a bunch of guys who are trying to bully him, and then they start trying to jump him. But they end up missing all their attacks because Giko was dodging all of them. And I'm not sure why they got beef with Giko, but then Fuller comes out.
Oh jeez, here we go.
Pulls out a metal weapon, and they try to kill him. Nobody helped. They all just watched all this happen and
man trying to slime these two trying to slime him out.
Went back to partying. And all the people that got knocked out are just on the ground unconscious. Also, Chi-Chi just saw her boyfriend get knocked out and didn't come to check on him or see if he was okay. She just immediately started talking to and flirting with Giko.
She belongs to the street.
Then back
He saw the aura. She saw the aura in him. She saw the aura in him.
at Giko's house, Grandpa Gohan is meditating, and Piccolo shows up
Who's Shawty? Who the chick?
looking for the Dragon Ball that Giko took to the party. And because it's not there, he crushes the entire house and kills Grandpa Gohan. So Giko senses this and rushes back to the house to see what happened. And despite Piccolo clearly crushing this entire house, it's somehow still standing when Giko gets here to check on his grandpa. Then he tells Giko that he needs to find all the Dragon Balls in order to stop Piccolo. So after Giko buries his grandpa, he goes inside, and this is where we meet Bulma.
Where is it? I know it's here.
And I felt like they did Bulma really bad here. Cause where the hell is her blue hair? That's
Gone.
like the only thing notable about Bulma's appearance. And in this movie, she just has one singular strand of blue hair. Every character they introduced in this film had me like,
who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man.
No joke. Who is this guy? Okay, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who this guy is. That's not the guy I know. That's not the Goku I know. That's a questionable person.
Like, I want to respect you, but I can't.
Then Giko asks her,
Are you Piccolo? Did you kill my grandfather?
and this happened.
Is she green?
What's good, guys? Enjoying the video? That's great. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and turn on the notifications to know when I upload another video. Also, tune into the live streams. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, so choose whichever platform that fits best for you. Also, join the Discord, link in the description down below. And I noticed that most of you guys are watching my videos but not subscribed. If you guys are watching the video and liking it, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Without further ado, let's get back into the video.
Actually, is she one of those is she from Secret Invasion? Oh, hold on, wait a minute. For sure, forget it. Forget what I said.
Got me so pissed off. He knows
I messed it
Piccolo
up.
is a guy. His grandpa literally just told him about him. So I don't know why he thinks Bulma is Piccolo. Then Bulma
script.
pulls out this Timu ass Dragon Radar, and now it's time for them to go get the Dragon Balls. The first stop is going to meet Master Roshi, and once again,
Who is this nigga?
but he does have a jacket with the girl on it, and I think Master Roshi would definitely rock this, because in the anime he is really freaked out.
Absolutely
and this is
freaked
where
out.
the writers of this movie just stop caring about anything, because Master Roshi starts talking about airbending.
Is this the Avatar? Are we watching Avatar Lost Airbender? The movie? That movie was bad. That movie, Avatar Lost Airbender live action movie, that was a bad movie. That was a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. Really was. It really was.
It's the most basic of all the air bending techniques.
What? What did he say?
Airbending techniques.
I guess the writers weren't an actual fan of Dragon Ball, because airbending is from a completely different show. So when they set off on their journey, they run into Chi-Chi again, and this time she's fighting, which is somewhat lore accurate since she does fight a lot in the OG Dragon Ball series.
Yep.
But then Bulma picks up a Dragon Ball near them on the radar, but they end up falling and getting stuck in a hole. And they waste so much time down here just for Roshi to jump out the hole after wasting an entire day down here stuck.
I'm really getting pissed off about this movie. I really am. I really am getting ticked off about this movie.
This is also where we meet Yamcha for the very first time. Then they end up on a volcano and start fighting with a bunch of people. But Giko does end up getting another Dragon Ball. Then Roshi says,
We'll never find the other Dragon Balls in time.
Don't you have a dragon radar? Oh. The script. Who was writing this movie? Who was writing this movie? We'll never find the Dragon Balls. Don't you got a radar? Bulma, you got a radar. Come on, Bulma. Bulma, you got a radar. Bulma, come on, Bulma, you got a radar.
Present other way to stop Piccolo.
and this is when I reach my limit on this movie's bullshit. Because they just spent 45 minutes looking for these Dragon Balls to stop Piccolo. And now in the middle of a volcano, Roshi says there's another way to stop Piccolo? Nigga, why didn't you just say that earlier?
What?
So now Giko has to master his ki. And out of all people who could have taught him this, it's Chi-Chi. And he's only doing this because he wants to crack.
Of course.
I want y'all to look at just how bad Ki in this movie looks. But before that, let's look back to see what Ki Blast looked like in the anime.
Okay. Well, that's peak right there. That's peak.
Now let's look at how they look in the video games.
Again. Last peak right there. Last peak.
Now let's look at how they look in the manga.
Again. That's peak right there. That's peak.
Now let's look at how they look when I draw them.
Alright, so here's Goku, and then this is him doing the Ki Blast.
Again. For the fourth time. That is peak. Again. That's peak right there.
Now that we have some very good references on how Ki should look, let's look how Giko does it.
Hold on, let me see that again. One more time, please.
We have some very good references on how Ki should look. Let's look how Giko does it.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good. Like, instead of, it's like, it's not a beam. They made it they made the thing like into like you know how, you know, do you if you know what a Hadouken is, if you play Street Fighter before, you know what, if you know what Street Fighter is, like, you know, Ken, Akuma, and Ryu do the Hadouken. And like it's similar to the Hadouken, but yet after you release it, it's just like feathers away, basically. And per se with Goku here in this trash movie, it's like this is not even a beam. This is like when you shoot it, it just feathers away. Just feathers away. Just becomes air. I'm like, brother, come on, man.
This nigga is trash.
But now Piccolo has all 7 Dragon Balls. And
How?
thankfully, we are also getting very close to the end of this movie. So Giko ends up turning into his great ape form and crashing out on his own friends. And the CGI for this great ape is terrible. This nigga looks like a bipedal chupacabra. Then he ends up choking and killing Master Roshi right before he turned back to his base form. And one thing I did enjoy about this movie is how painful they made the great ape transformation look. Cause I know going from a regular white guy to becoming a giant CGI gorilla.
I don't see that's giant to be fair with you. It's not towering over like, you know, mountains and stuff like that. So
would be very painful to anyone's body. So then Giko and Piccolo start fighting. And this is where Giko does the famous Kamehameha. And before we see this, let's look at what it looks like in the anime.
Again, peak. This is peak right here.
Now let's look at how it looks in the video game.
Again, it's peak. This is peak right here.
Now let's see it in the manga.
Again, this is peak. Peak right here.
Now let's see my very descriptive drawing of it.
Again, this is peak right here. Perfect. Yo, Beastie, bro, you outdid yourself, my man. Amazing. I don't care if it's stick figures or not, man. At least it's just accurate. At least that beam's accurate, okay? I'll give you that. At least the clash is accurate, okay? Just next time it becomes a ball, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, 10 out of 10, perfect, man. 10 out of 10. No joke. This is peak right here. Peak.
Now let's look at this movie's version.
So it went from Dragon Ball to Naruto. It went from Dragon Ball to Naruto. Alright then.
Yeah, he really flew into the Kamehameha while he was shooting it. Words really can't describe how much I hate this movie. Then Giko uses the Dragon Balls to wish back Roshi. And this is the last thing I'm gonna show y'all because I really can't take it anymore. They got Shenron looking like he's off a perk 60. Who is this? This is not Shenron. This looks like Drampa, not Shenron. Mind y'all, this is how Shenron's supposed to look.
Yeah.
Then the movie ends with Giko and Chi-Chi getting together, even though they've only known each other for like a week. And I'm pretty sure her original boyfriend is still passed out at that party. I also want to apologize to all the Dragon Ball fans. I know this was very hard to watch, and I'm sure y'all cried a few times just like myself.
Don't remind us, please. Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
And now it's time for the last movie.
I bet you. I got it. It has to be like Avatar. Gotta be Avatar. Sharknado. Wow. Okay. I didn't know.
Now this one was a fan favorite. Y'all sent this one a lot. But what y'all niggas didn't tell me is that there are 6 total Sharknado films that have been made. And as crazy as it is for them to make 6 of these god-awful movies.
There's a part. Wait a minute. What the? There's a part 3? No, that's something different. My bad.
Movies back to back to back to back to back to back. I'm not gonna lie. These movies are definitely the best of the worst. Like, yes, they suck, but at the same time, my eyes were glued to the TV for the entire movie. And since there is 6 of these movies, I will be covering one Sharknado movie each time I release a new episode of this series.
Okay.
So without further ado, let's get into the very first Sharknado movie.
Yes, sir.
So this movie starts out on the ocean, with the captain making a deal to a guy who's buying sharks.
1 million for the entire day.
And I didn't know sharks were worth this much. For 1 mil, I'll quit YouTube right now, jump in the ocean, and catch a great white shark my damn self.
Same.
But as they are making the
not same though, but same
deal, the boat starts shaking. And when we look outside, there are sharks raining down everywhere. And this movie is already starting off really bad. And I'm not even talking about how bad the CGI sharks look.
Of course,
the shark
CGI
buyer comes out and starts trying to shoot the captain of the ship.
Huh?
And I've never been a shark buyer before, but I'm pretty sure shooting the only person who knows how to drive the boat is a terrible idea. But sadly for everyone on this ship, they all get taken out by the sharks raining down from the sky. So now we cut to the beach, and this is where we start meeting the main cast of this movie. The first one we meet is Nova. She works at this bar near the beach. Then we meet this pervert guy named George, who tries to touch Nova as soon as
Whoa. Even I got uncomfortable with that. Whoa, sir. Better keep your hands to yourself. Better keep your hands to yourself now. Again, even I felt uncomfortable watching that.
What did I tell you?
And she handled it much better than I would have.
Oh.
I would have.
Oh. Damn, BC got the Glock on him.
If I was in this same scenario, but that's not what this video is about. Then we see the news channel is showing a giant hurricane going towards the city that they are in. And no one is acting like this is a big deal. They are all still enjoying the bar. Then we see a guy named Baz getting attacked by a very realistic looking shark. And then we meet the main character of this entire franchise, Finn Shepard. And this nigga sees Baz getting attacked by a shark and swims toward the shark with just a surfboard. And the crazy thing is, it worked. The shark ended up going away.
What?
I would have been gone. I love all my friends to death, but I am not swimming towards a shark for any of them. So as they get Baz to the shore to work on his wounds, we get to see the shark bite, and it doesn't even look that bad. They made it seem like the shark was biting chunks out of this dude's leg.
12 seconds later.
Then out of nowhere, a shark
Yo, that shark was like, gotcha, bit.
Was biting chunks out of this dude's leg.
12 seconds later.
Then out of nowhere, a shark flies through the window. And instead of getting up and running away, this girl just stares at the shark and slowly scoots back. But then Nova gets a pool stick and smashes the shark's head.
Okay.
And this is the next point I want to make on why this movie is so bad. Because I'm not a sharkologist, but I'm pretty
Same
sure
here.
it would take a lot more than this to kill a fully grown great white shark. And y'all are gonna see that in this movie, these sharks are getting packed up in ways I never thought was possible. So now the Sharknado is hitting the land and destroying everything. And one shark pulls up on Nova, and instead of getting up or just shooting the shark with the shotgun that's in her hands, George the pervert hits the shark away.
What? You could have. That's a clear point blank aim that she has on the shark. Shark, you doing? Backing up. Like, don't touch me. I'll shoot you. Woman, shoot the freaking shark. Shoot the freaking shark. Please shoot the shark.
With his chair. And let's do a quick research segment real quick. Great
All right.
white sharks weigh from 1,500 pounds to 4,000 pounds.
Wow.
And they are also 11 to 16 feet long. And you want me to believe this random old ass drunk guy was able to pack up this shark with—
Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta see that again.
This random old ass drunk guy was able to pack—
I bet you that didn't even hit the shark. I bet you that didn't even hit the shark.
Up this shark with a one-handed swing with his chair. Then Baz ends up shoving a gas tank in another shark's mouth. Finn pulls up and shoots the tank. And normally, this type of thing would cause a huge explosion. But this explosion is small as hell. It only blows up the shark's mouth and nothing else. Not Baz, not the wooden bridge it was on, or anything. So now they end up trying to drive on the roads during the Sharknado. which is obviously a terrible idea. But then George tries to help a dog escape from a car, and when he does, he gets hit by the Sharknado and dies.
Oh, that's tough.
And as far as I'm concerned, this was the best scene in the movie. Anyone who was willing to touch a girl without her consent deserves to be eaten by sharks. And I'm not really sure where they're trying to go. The entire city is being flooded by a shark-filled tornado. I don't think driving is the best idea right now. Now they go to Finn's ex-wife's house to go pick up his daughter Claudia. But when they get to the house, she is not trying to let them in at first. But then a shark pops up out the sewer and Nova shoots the shark back to the Pacific Ocean in one shot. So once they go inside, we see that Claudia doesn't want to go with her dad. And April and her new boyfriend are not believing anything that they are saying about the Sharknado.
Every time it rains in LA, everyone swears it's the storm of the century.
Which really had me tight, cause it's all over the news and they just shot a shark 2 minutes ago outside.
Yeah.
So the new boyfriend goes outside to check for himself.
Rebozo.
Oh, I guess he's a believer in Sharknadoes now. But now there's a giant shark inside the house, and they all start using household items to keep the shark from getting them. Mind you, Nova has a shotgun in her hands right now.
Oh, yes.
Has yet to use it. But as they are pushing the shark back, it ended up swimming away, and it sneak attacks them. And finally, Nova pulls out the shotgun and shoots it.
Thank you.
I'm also not sure how powerful this shotgun is, because y'all saw earlier it took one shot to pack up that shark, but this shark took 4 shots instead of 1.
Maybe because it was airborne. Well, maybe because it was airborne and it didn't have any like water. So maybe that.
So now they all go to the car and start driving into town. And Finn ends up stopping to help a bus full of kids. And one thing that kills me about this movie is every time something important is happening, the weather just stops. And you can't even tell it's a Sharknado that's currently destroying the city. So they end up ditching their old car and getting an upgraded truck.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how they were able to get all of this in the middle of a natural disaster, but I'm honestly done asking logical questions.
Maybe they rented. I don't know.
So now they go find and recruit Finn's son to the team. And this is where Finn says one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
What did he say?
We can't fly in these storms.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna stand and fight. We can't just wait here and wait for sharks to rain down on us again.
This is probably the peak of this movie's ridiculousness, because no one in their right mind would try to fight a tornado full of sharks.
Yeah, that'd be
then
stupid.
They end up grabbing a bunch of supplies and coming up with the idea to
go into a helicopter and drop a bomb into the tornado.
So Finn's son and Nova get in a helicopter
Is that
and
law
fly
school?
towards the Sharknado. And as they are getting closer, a shark flies right towards them. And Finn pulls out his gun and shoots the shark with 1 bullet and saves them. I gotta stop right here. Do y'all know how impossible this shot is? This nigga is in the middle of a Sharknado and still managed to use only 1 bullet and hit the exact shark that was headed right towards the helicopter on his first try. I don't know if I should be mad or impressed. So Nova ends up dropping a bomb and taking out the first Sharknado. So now they gotta try to stop all the Sharknadoes. But then a shark bites onto the helicopter and Nova falls out and lands in its mouth. But now it's time for Finn to lock in and solidify this movie as a Hall of Fame terrible movie.
Yes, sir.
He takes a bomb, drives towards the Sharknado and blows the entire thing up. And I know this was hell for everyone who lived in this city. But as the sharks were falling down, one was coming right towards Claudia.
Oh no.
So Finn pushes her out the way, and instead of him also moving out the way, he gets a chainsaw and flies straight in the mouth of the shark. And just when I thought this movie couldn't get any more ridiculous, Finn cuts himself out of the shark. And this shark just happened to be the one that ate Nova. So he pulls her body out, and somehow she's still alive.
I'm confused at that too. But hold on, I forgot one thing that this guy did.
And flies straight in the mouth of the shark.
He wanted an oil farm. He wanted to oil farm. Bump, bump, oh, double dump, bump, bump,
And just when I thought this movie couldn't get any more ridiculous, Finn cuts himself out of the shark. And this shark just happened to be the one that ate Nova. So he pulls her body out, and somehow she's still alive. I guess the shark bite, the impact from the fall, the digestive acids in the shark's stomach, and the chainsaw did not affect Nova at all while she was inside this shark's stomach.
Really?
And then they end the movie off looking over the city. And I really don't know how the city is going to recover from this. There's literally
Same.
sharks and destruction everywhere. But yeah, that was the first Sharknado movie. And ironically, this is probably the most normal out of all the Sharknados. But we're gonna save Sharknado 2 for part 2 of this series.
Yes, sir.
Also, feel free to let me know any terrible movies y'all think I should add to the lineup.
Yo,
I'm tired of talking.
You gotta add Avatar the last. You got to add Avatar, bro. You got to add Avatar, please. B-Ski, if you're watching this, which I hopefully you are, but you mainly do. You got to add Avatar the Last Airbender. The Avatar the Last Airbender, not the show, the movie. The movie was PU. It was stunt guy. It was not a pleasant movie. It wasn't. It really wasn't.
Y'all, cue my outro music.
You got me like why. You got me like why. You got me like why. Yo, that got me popping, bro. Well, yo, man, shout out to the B-Ski for the video, man. Yeah, these are terrible movies that were gosh awful. The first one, I didn't know that was a movie that was even existed. Second one hurt my soul. No joke, it really does hurt my soul as a Dragon Ball fan. Third one, I kind of maybe saw a Sharknado movie once, but that was like a long time ago. Not the full movie, but it's like a long time ago. So yeah, I have no recollection of that movie, but it's still bad though. It's still bad. And the saga of it, the 6 of them, I bet you it was like 10 times worse for the rest of them. But guys, this has been it, man. Shout out to B-Ski for the video. The original video description down below. Follow me on all socials. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share turn on notifications, no one uploading a video, and share the video with your friends, man. Hey man, we're trying to get to 1,000, man. Try to get to 1,000 subscribers. Come on, join the family, man. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, bro. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers, then 10,000, then 100,000, then 1 million, then 10 million, 100 million, and who knows and so forth, man. Who knows? Maybe 1 billion. God willing, 1 billion. But guys, this has been it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe again. And with that being said, this is Jeremiah. God bless you all. Jesus loves you all. Repent, be safe. Oh yeah, and I apologize for not turning the lighting on in the room. I totally forgot about it while I was recording this. So forgive me because I didn't turn this on. So you're gonna see some dark parts in like 14 minutes of it, and then I had to turn my light on. So I had to turn the lighting on. So forgive me for that one. But this is Jeremiah. God bless you all. Jesus loves you all. Repent, be saved, and do not watch these terrible movies. Please don't. And don't show it to your kids. If you got kids, don't show them these movies, or show them these movies and showing them what a terrible movie is. Okay? All right. Peace out.
It's